What's going on, America? This is Kevin from Kevin's Corner, where I try to make sense out of nonsense. And before I get into that, I want to first recognize Extreme Tees. They gave me a new shirt, y'all. A couple of them. Check this one out. It's black, okay, long sleeve. You know, black takes some weight off you, cover up a little bit of my love handles. Make me feel like I got my high school weight again. All right, but this is one of their new shirts. Let me step back for a minute. Bam! You need to check it out. Extreme Tees, their shirts feel great, and they come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and varieties of designs. They come for women, they come for men. You can be elderly, you can be a kid, it doesn't matter. You can be extreme athlete, or you can just be a stay-at-home homebody. Sit on the couch potato, turning the channel with an Extreme T-shirt on while you're doing it. Feeling good, all right? So check out Extreme Tees. The links are in the bottom. Please support my sponsor. I appreciate it. Now let's get to it. Apparently we got a new court system now, ladies and gentlemen. It's called the Court of Credibility. That means that no longer do we need facts. No longer do we need evidence. It's how credible the person appeared to be. Now, if that's the case, if that's our new court system, then all the Democrats need to be locked up. Because, see, nothing they ever say seems credible. Yeah, as soon as they open their mouth, it's like, you don't hear the words, you just hear like lie, 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 lie. Even when they laugh, lie, 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 lie. Yeah, they are filled with nothing but lies that just drop out of their mouth. Nothing about the way they present the evidence, their body language, their demeanor, even supports that they believe the crap that's coming out of their mouth. You know, even Spartacus in his acting classes, you can tell that it was all acting, went over the top. You know, this is my Spartacus moment. And scene. Thank you. Yeah, see, so if we're going by the Court of Credibility, that eliminates the whole Democratic Party. Now, I'm not talking about the people, the constituents. I'm talking about those garbage senators and those garbage congressmen and women. That's what I'm talking about in regards to the Brett Kavanaugh situation. Now, we know that they're trying to prolong this. Everybody sees through what's really happening, but for some reason, a lot of people out there on the Republican side, and even some people on conservative talk shows and radios and TV, are still trying to play along like these are serious claims and that these claims just didn't fall out of the sky conveniently for the Democrats. Whereas nothing about the claims that they're making would hold up in a court of law or even in logic. But for some reason, we're trying to go through the steps of logic. See, it's hard to go through the steps of logic when something is totally illogical. And that is why my slogan is make sense out of nonsense. In this case, it's very simple. Nothing what they're saying about Brett Kavanaugh, the first and second accuser, makes sense. Therefore, let's just get rid of that and go ahead with the vote, okay? Because you can't make sense out of this nonsense. For example, according to Hawaii Senator Macy Hirono, this is our new style of government. This is our new way of determining whether somebody is guilty. It's in the Court of Credibility. First thing she does is says men should shut up and just do the right thing. Basically, the right thing to her is allow us to push our agenda. Don't say anything about our stupid claims that really should be rebutted based off of logic, data, evidence, none of that stuff. What I need you to do, men, is keep quiet. And if you do open your mouths, you better be supporting us. I want men that are emasculated. I don't want men to step up and say, you know what? I didn't do this, or I don't believe this person, not based off of her being a woman, but based off of the logic behind what she's saying. You can't say that. Basically, you know what I want? I want men that sits back and I say, look, we're going shopping. You understand that? And what I want you to do, you sit right there in that chair and you hold the bags, and I'm going to be in the store for 3 hours. And when I get out of here, I don't even want a frown on your face. If I see your face starting to frown up, I'm going to ask you a question. What's the matter? Your face hurt? And if you say, yeah, I'm going to smack it. That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. And when we go to the movies, I don't want you to pick the movie ever. This is an equal relationship. When we go to the movies, don't you dare open your mouth and say, well, can we go see the Predator? No, we're not seeing the Predator. We're seeing what I want. That's what I want out of you, buddy. Now, I guess that's the way she wants things to operate when it comes down to men. Just shut up, all right? Until I tell you to speak, and when I tell you to speak, you speak what I want you to speak. That's her new philosophy. But then she goes one step further. She says not only should women like Ford need to be heard, but they need to be believed. No, we don't need evidence. We don't need proof. You don't have to come with any type of that. You could just simply say, Hey, listen, everybody, this person is guilty. Gotcha. Thank you. I'm glad you told us that. We believe we won't even question it. Let's go lock this person up. See, this is the danger of the Democratic Party and their socialistic tactics, because that's what it really comes down to. Now, imagine if you are Democrat or Republican and you got a brother, cousin, boyfriend, father, somebody like that. If this is the style of government, if this is the style of prosecution that we're adopting, that puts everybody at jeopardy. That makes men have to walk around super quiet, head down, can't say nothing, scared to go into work, scared to do anything, because out of nowhere, somebody can just say, they did this 18 years ago, and everybody says, we believe them. This is the danger of political manipulation. It's the danger of the Me Too movement, and it is a tactic of the left that is so dangerous, and if people don't stand up and call it for what it is, it's going to get completely out of control. I said it many videos ago, probably about a year and a half ago, when the Me Too movement started to rise. I said it's just a matter of time before the Democrats snatch this movement up and say, how can we use it as a weapon? They always do that, y'all. Things that might start off as good, the Democrats flip it and make it bad. You take, for example, guns. I'm sure the first gun that they had, they said, hey, Earl, let's go over there and hunt some squirrels and hunt some rabbits. We can feed our family with this thing. Then one day, Earl said, hey, Bobby, wonder what would happen if we shoot Jim with this here. See, so people have a tendency to take good things and say, let's make it into bad things, okay? Nuclear energy is great. It can supply and sustain our energy for years. Then somebody said, let's make it into a bomb. Well, same thing with the Democrats. Democrats say, Me Too? Well, you know what? The Me Too is going to turn into anybody we say it is, okay? Yeah, except for our own people, because Keith Ellison, he don't fall into that category. He's not. The lady that made those claims, no, she's not involved in this. She doesn't deserve Me Too support. But Ford, with no evidence, she deserves it. So we're going to go ahead and just believe her. Now, this is such a dangerous precedent to be set. It is ridiculous. And Democrats across the board are echoing this, okay? So now, instead of having the assumption or presumption of innocence, basically, they just wiped all of that out, okay? And then she says, moving forward, this is how we should approach the whole situation. She says that his denial in the context that it is, because somebody asked her, doesn't he deserve being, presumed innocent before, the court or whatever? And she says, you know what? Basically, I'm going off of, how he judged his cases in the past, okay? Basically, his denial is in this context, which is my context in my head, based off of how he approached all of his trials in the past, should tell me that deep down in my heart, I know that this man is guilty. Yeah. Which I'm sitting back thinking, can you explain that? If I was the guy asking her that, I would have pressed her on that. Please tell me how clairvoyant you are, how you're able to look inside this man's heart. And could you reference some of the cases that he tried in the past that would lead you to the conclusion that based on how he handled those cases, should tell you whether he's guilty or innocent? Do you see that this is stuff you can't make sense out of, because it doesn't make sense? The Democratic Party do not operate on any standard of logic, facts, data, evidence, nothing. It is nothing but wild accusations, and they like to operate in the gray area, y'all, which doesn't allow you to actually defend stupid stuff like this, because there's no black, there's no white. It's so far away, it's so in the past that nobody can put their finger on the scale and say, hey, here's all the evidence I'm gonna drop on you, yeah. And I'm gonna take it one step further when I reference this next person, because this next person says the lack of evidence shows that she's telling the truth. See, they asked one of I think she was a former governor of Michigan. They asked her, now this is Jake Tapper. I guess Jake Tapper fell out of the bed and bumped his head and decided to ask some tough questions, because normally CNN just puts the ball right on the T-ball stand and tells their guests to just hit it, because they don't want them getting thrown a curveball. They don't want them striking out. Normally, they don't want them saying contradictory, narratives to them. But for some reason, Jake Tapper goes down the line and said all the people that she says could collaborate her story are denying it. Not only Brett Kavanaugh denied it, but then Judge, I think Smith, his buddy, said, nah, that didn't happen. Then her friend, Leila Kaiser, said, hey, I've been knowing her for years. We are tight. Now, I believe her, but I don't remember her ever telling me a story like that. Now I'm thinking, when you look at friends growing up, most of the time, best friends will tell each other almost everything, or you would at least be able to discern a shift in their personality, temperament, something that will show they're being bothered by something. You ever seen that person that want everybody to know they dealing with something, but they don't want you to, they want you to come and ask them. Husband come home from work, his wife sitting there watching TV, huffing and puffing. He goes, "Hey babe, how was your day?" "Fine." Something wrong?" "No." Now something's wrong, but for whatever reason she might just want you to keep asking. "Baby, come on, tell me what's wrong." "Nothing." "Baby, please tell me what's wrong." "Nothing." "Okay, fine. Last night when you brought food home and you didn't bring me none because you thought I might have been asleep, I was hurt by that because I just think you selfish. You don't care about me. You care about yourself." Yeah, then it all comes out, but that's after you have to discern that something's wrong because you can see the shift in the personality and the body language, okay? If you know a person real good, you can tell they're bothered by something. So this person was best friends with her, and it never came up, never mentioned it, Now, in the scenario that she described, okay, she said, well, the guy jumped on top of her, grinded a little bit, and then his buddy knocked him off. That could have got way worse. And I can see if it would have got to the point where she was completely raped or this was a stranger or something, yeah, that might be something you might suppress and say, I can't even tell nobody about this until I process this in my head myself. But something like that, you might walk out and tell your best friend, you know what Brett did with his nasty butt? He jumped on me and tried to grind me, girl. That is crazy. Something like that, I think she might have told her best friend, but she didn't even tell her. Now, based off of all of this evidence, or lack of, should I say, that Jake Tapper mentioned to a former governor, what is her name, Jennifer Granholm. After all of that, she says, exactly. See, this furthermore corroborates Ford's story that she snuck out, because she didn't want nobody to know what just happened because she was mortified about it. So from now on, in the court of credibility, the lack of evidence corroborates your story and makes it more believable when all your witnesses says it never happened. It's kind of like with Eddie Murphy when he was playing the Brooklyn and Vampire, Vampire in Brooklyn, when he tricked the people with a mind trick by saying, therefore evil is good. See, if you didn't know evil, then you wouldn't know good. Therefore evil is good, see? And you all walking away scratching your head like, wow, some reason my brain says that doesn't make sense, but man, they said it so confidently that let me try to make it make sense in my mind. You can't, people. That's what I'm saying. You can't make sense out of nonsense when it comes to the funky, dirty, nasty, crooked Democrats. Now, in closing, this last lady. So it took her 6 days to come to the conclusion that, yeah, I think it might have been Brett Kavanaugh. Now, notice what the Democrats do. They prolong it and they say, let's muster up another person and let's make this person come out with some very vague details that won't put them in a position to swear to them in court, because we all know these are fabrications at this point, all right? But we don't want this person to feel like, man, don't put me on a stand and say, do you swear that these things happen? Let's operate in the whole, I think it might have been Brett, but I don't know, because see, I was drunk. Not only was I completely drunk, I have fragments of memories of what happened. And over a 6-day period, I'm sitting there. First of all, I guess I might have been watching what was going on TV. And I said to myself, you know what? That is absolutely crazy, because now I'm starting to have a random memory that maybe that was Brett Kavanaugh who showed his genitalia to me in college. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to now muster up these memories. I'm going to go back and say, all right, based on what took place all those years ago, even though I don't have any witnesses to corroborate this story, I'm going to go back and I'm going to think about it for 6 days and come to the conclusion that, yeah, I think that was Brett Kavanaugh. Now, if you believe this, I got some swamp land to sell you, ladies and gentlemen, if you believe that. So this lady goes on and says that after all of these years, she came to the conclusion that it was Brett Kavanaugh that showed her his penis, and for whatever reason, she had to, I guess, touch it. Nobody else said that they saw it happen. People said that they weren't even there. I'm sorry, I'm moving my location, y'all. How you like to change the scenery? Whoa. Almost got out of control, ladies and gentlemen. Technical dip. Oh, okay, there we go. Everybody settled down. Aha. Yeah, there it is. And I'm back. Yeah, anyway. So after all of this, in all of these years, she said that this situation happened, but nobody can corroborate this story. And yet they're trying to throw it out there and make this seem somewhat believable. Because remember, we no longer have a court of justice where you have to prove things with facts, data, any of that stuff. You now can simply just corroborate your story based off of how credible you seem to be. And this is our new system that we're operating under, according to the Democrats. And this is the danger of letting them regain the Congress, as far as the Senate, and we can't do it. We cannot let them ever get back in, because this is how they operate. They protect their own, and anybody that opposes their agenda, whether you're male, female, black, white, gay, whatever, they will attack you. They will, and I'm talking dirty. I ain't talking about just bring out stuff that really happened. They just make stuff up. They will attack you. They don't care about minorities. They don't care about gays, blacks, white. It's all about their agenda, all about power. What they're doing to Brett Kavanaugh is a disgrace, and it's a shame to America. And I'm telling y'all, if we let them get away with this, and this is all of our Republican lawmakers, if they let them get away with this, the floodgates will be open and they will run rampant with accusations, to the point where we might as well not even have any type of system in place to represent government, elect people, anything. They just throw accusations out there all over the place and say, well, the person's not credible and we have to believe the person that's accusing them. So therefore, anybody that's not a Democrat, yeah, we're not going to even let you get on any type of court system, nothing. We want you all out of there. And we don't weaponize every political issue we can to make sure that that happens, because you're not being judged off of facts, evidence. You're now being judged off of the court of credibility. Welcome to our new system, ladies and gentlemen, the court of credibility. Yeah, Your Honor, I didn't rob the bank. Yeah, Your Honor, I wasn't speeding. Yeah, Your Honor, none of these accusations should stick to me, even though all the evidence showed that I might have did it. But hey, look at my smile. I look very credible, don't I? Yeah. Anyway, find me on Facebook, find me on Twitter, check me out Wednesday nights at 7:30, where we try to make sense out of all this nonsense. And also, check out Extreme Teas. Check me out. If you want to support Kevin and Kevin's Corner, the link also is in the bottom. All right. And I will see you next time in Kevin's Corner. God bless.